You couldn't find a more loved-up duo than Dancing on Ice favorite Faye Brookes and her boyfriend Joe Davies. And when we catch up with the couple after their first ever shoot together, they can't keep their hands off each other. The former Coronation Street actress, who is partnered with skating pro Hamish Gaman, has had an incredible experience on the ITV show so far. But despite being the bookies' favorite to win, Faye admits she's not convinced she can go all the way. "It's the most rewarding job I've ever had," she tells us. "And Joe knows how much it would mean to me to win." Just over a year ago, Faye, 33, and personal trainer Joe, 27, became friends after meeting at a gym in Manchester. Their solid friendship quickly turned into love, and although most of their time spent together has been in lockdown, it's clear they're not. Not only is he my best friend, but he's the best cheerleader, Faye says of Here. The pair, who share adorable pups Bear and Bao, discuss how they met and reveal if wedding bells are on. "So guys, was it love at first sight?" Joe: "It wasn't actually. We met through a mutual friend. I worked at Barry's Bootcamp in Manchester and my colleague Amy, who used to be Faye's trainer, introduced us." Faye: "He didn't know who I was when I walked in. I loved that though." Joe was covering Amy's class one day and from then on we were living in each other's pockets, because we were just friends. All of our friends knew each other. How did it progress to more than friends? Faye: "Our friends started to say, something's happening, because no one has ever looked at you the way Joe's." I was like, what? He was the best friend I wasn't looking for and became the missing part of the. He just made my life so much easier. Joe: "My parents fell in love with Faye before they. Friends and family told me I loved Faye before I told her." "You seem really happy. Have you ever had an argument?" Joe: "It's human nature." Faye: "Every couple has got to have their disagreements. But what I love about when we have any sort of confrontation is that we have a mutual respect for each other. We listen to each other. If Joe wasn't the kind of guy who listened to me, it would be. I don't think I've ever been in a relationship that's this effortless. Joe makes everything a lot. There have been times when I have to leave, and Joe is holding the fort at home and taking care of the dogs. It gives me complete comfort to know he's just my man and he's got this. He takes control of everything and there's and you've got through a year of lockdowns together." Faye: "That definitely solidified us as a. There were days where I would fall apart and not know what was going to happen next and you question. I didn't know how to deal with that and there's no one else around but the person you're spending that." Joe: "We relied on each other." Faye: "If you fell apart I had you, and I had your back." That was so beautiful about the past year and something I will never take for granted again. We got faced with every single challenge you could think of. The first year was like, wow, if we can get through this we can get through anything. Is there an engagement on the cards? Faye: "I'd love to get married and I know Joe will too, but right now we love our lives and there's there's enough pressure on the world at the moment." Joe: "There's a huge future ahead of us and we want to." Faye: "We're not rushing into anything. But would you want a big wedding?" Faye: "Did you see my beauty and the closeness I have with my dad and my family? They are everything and I'd always want them to be a part of it, and I adore Joe's family and we have a great group of friends. It's going to have to be a big wedding. As much as we would love it to be intimate and have our parents there as witnesses, there are too many important people in our life." "Have you spoken about children?" Faye: "We've got our fur babies and we're very. There's always the talk when you're in a loving relationship and those little conversations, but we haven't made any plans. I have no idea when that will happen. I don't want to plan it." Joe: "There are other things that we're working towards and there will be a time and a place for every." Faye: "You've been amazing on Dancing on Ice. Why did you say yes to doing the show?" Faye: "I always said I never want. I always said my face was my job and I'm scared I might fall on it. But we went through this crazy past year and it was the first opportunity that came up and I didn't bat an eyelid. Since I said yes, I've completely fallen head over heels in love with the sport. I eat, sleep and." "What's it like watching her, Joe?" Joe: "I only watched Faye once before we went into lockdown and after that I couldn't go into the. So, during her first skate, I was here with the dogs and telling them how well their mommy was doing. I got a bit tearful." Faye: "My heart is in this competition now. It's not just a show." Joe: "I'm going to do my best to remind a certain someone to treat it like a roller. A bad week doesn't mean a bad show." Faye, smiling: "Isn't he amazing? Is Joe a great support to you through this?" Faye: "I love his calming energy and it's something I know. I'm so enthusiastic about absolutely everything and he's very level-headed and he keeps me very present. Do you and your skating partner Hamish get on well?" Faye: "He's like a big brother. He completely respects my work ethic and he can see I want to be a pure He's a perfectionist to the point where he's like, okay, we just need to. But I kind of love that. I think he's the perfect partner for me. I asked for a taskmaster and I got. He had a difficult series last year and his partner Corrie eventually left." Faye: "I'll be honest, I didn't watch last year. I don't know what went because it means Hamish has come into this series with a complete fresh start and I'm coming at it as I know Hamish must have gone through a lot last year, but what he's trying to do is give me the best experience, and because you've done so well, is the pressure on? Faye, the pressure is on. Hamish and I we both want the very best out of this competition. We're both quite hard up, but my mantra is to just live in the moment, because you never know when it's your last. Do you think you can win? Faye, I still don't believe I can. I honestly think it could be anyone's. What would it mean to you to win? Faye, it would mean everything, because I've fallen in love with the show and the skin. You've been open about struggling with anxiety, Faye. How have you found the past year? Faye, lockdown 1 and 2. A lot of things were put on hold. Joe is busier than ever, and for me it was real. I was in limbo. I feel like my job is my purpose and I started to doubt myself. This time round, in lockdown 3, I'm so glad to have my purpose. Not only is it dancing on ice, challenging physically, but it's helped. Have you struggled with anxiety while training? Faye, it takes your mind off any kind of worry. When you're not working and not doing what gives you purpose in life, you start to let those voices in. If I didn't have my support system, such as Joe, my family and Joe's family, guiding and comforting me when I'm at my lowest, I don't know where. I'm fortunate I'm with somebody who is not only my best friend who I can talk to, but also opens. We loved you in Corrie as Kate Connor. Are you keen to make a return to acting after dancing on ice? Faye, my journey at Corrie was open-ended, so that's possibly something I could go back to, and if there was an opportunity, who knows what the future